In October of 1989, the world would witness the beginning of one of the most spectacular UFO waves ever documented. Thousands of witnesses in Belgium reported seeing immense triangular-sized craft that were as big as football fields. These objects were described as being able to hover at very low altitudes and yet rapidly accelerate away. They made little to no noise and they could make flat turns without banking, as is typical of most aircraft. One of the most compelling aspects to this case is that the Belgian military authenticated the sightings as real. The secretarial staff to the Belgian Air Force released a document known as the Report on the Observation of UFOs during the night of March 30th to 31st, 1990, where two F-16 fighter jets were sent to intercept the craft when it appeared on March 30th. The military report concluded that the visual evidence based on military police observers was consistent and beyond reproach, that the speeds measured, which were estimated at times as high as 990 knots and other times to be a still hover, could not be explained by conventional aircraft technology. Because the objects were also caught on radar, it cannot be explained by a projection or a hologram, and therefore must be something real. So what was flying over Belgium in late 89 to 1990? Why were these craft triangular rather than the classic saucer shape? Was this a new aspect to the UFO phenomena? The question of unidentified triangular craft is the subject of this video, the basis of which is the excellent book Triangular UFOs, An Estimate of the Situation by David Marler. This is without a doubt the best written overview of this particular aspect of the phenomena. One of the most fascinating aspects is just how far back these sightings go. Contrary to common opinion that triangles are only a recent phenomena, Marler records one of the earliest sightings to have taken place in October of 1936. Marler documents the written testimony of a Mr. Holger Berg, who reported seeing a large triangle craft in the fall of 1936, some 27 miles out from Anchorage, Alaska, named Eklutna. He and another man were employed by the U.S. Civilian Conservation Corps to help construct a camp in Eklutna. While hitchhiking back to Anchorage, these men witnessed a large, flat-iron-looking craft fly right over them, approximately 1,000 feet off the ground. They were so terrified by the sight they jumped into a snow embankment to hide from it. So the common skeptic reproached that these sightings are the result of influences from TV shows like The X-Files are fast removed by such early cases. Nothing in the 1930s can be offered to explain the sightings of Mr. Berg, and Marler goes over numerous early reports from the 1950s onwards. There are many cases in David Marler's book, so I don't have time to go into all of them, but there's some that you should be aware of, and I try to choose one per decade. So in June 29th of 1954, there was a case where 11 crew members and 51 passengers flying off of a British Overseas Airways Corporation plane witnessed a morphing object that would turn into a triangular craft. The captain, James Howard, described it as a flying jellyfish in the July 2nd, 1954 edition of the Daily Mail Reporter. There was a case reported on September 3rd, 1965, where two deputies near Houston, Texas, officers Billy McCoy and Bob Good, reported being chased by a large triangular craft. Despite hitting 90 miles per hour in their police vehicle, the object continued to pursue them until it finally stopped and then disappeared. There was a well-documented triangular UFO wave that covered April 3rd to April 9th, 1975 in North Carolina. Numerous witnesses that included police officers R.T. Hagens out of St. Paul, Phil Stanton in Lumberton, and John Jays of New Grove police departments all reported seeing a giant V-shaped craft that hovered over their cities and made absolutely no noise. This phenomena, whatever it may be, has been occurring for a very long time and well before triangular craft made their way into the public consciousness. But perhaps one of the most compelling cases in the United States occurred in the early hours of January 5th, 2000, in the state of Illinois. Mr. Melvin Knoll, the owner of a miniature golf course in Highlands, Illinois, was coming out of his vehicle to check on the golf course when he noticed a bright star in the sky. He observed it more closely only to come to realize it was part of a much larger rectangular object that was the size of a football field. The object was approximately 500 feet from him when it appeared to slow down as it passed by. Mr. Knoll immediately drove to the Highland Police Department to report the incident. He felt that an in-person report would be more credible to the police station. The dispatcher determined Mr. Knoll was sincere, despite his unusual claim, and contacted the nearby Lebanon Police Department to send an officer to check on the claim. At 4:12 a.m. Of that morning, Officer Ed Barton responded to the call despite being skeptical. He drove towards where the object was approximated to be heading. Halfway to Route 4, Officer Barton noticed two large brilliant white lights. From afar, the lights condensed into one object that appeared to be the shape of a cigar. As he got closer, he saw what appeared to be a large triangular craft flying approximately 1,000 feet above the ground, while making no noise and being able to pivot turn without tilting to one side, as is common with most aircraft. Officer Barton radioed to Central Command to advise of what he was observing. Then David Martin, an officer of the Shiloh Police Department, radioed that he too could see something in the sky. He also described the object to be a huge triangular craft, approximately 75 to 100 yards wide and flying approximately 1,000 feet off the ground. He was able to see the underside, which he described as being made of individual pieces that were put together like building blocks. The object made no sound as it continued to move across the sky. What perplexed Officer Martin the most was that the object was initially traveling at approximately 15 miles per hour, when in a split second it relocated much farther down the road, and this was all while he continually observed it. The speed required to do that was unimaginable in his estimation. Then Officer Craig Stevens, out of the Millstad Police Department, having heard the radio traffic, drove to the east end of town in an attempt to see the mysterious object. While sitting in his car, he saw the huge triangular craft, estimating it to be approximately 500 to 100 feet off the ground, and that there was no noise with the exception of a low decibel buzz. The last officer to see the object was Matt Janey from DuPuy, Illinois. He was approximately 8 miles from Officer Stevens in Millstad when he too overheard the radio traffic. At this point, though, the object was so high in the sky that he could not make out the shape other than it being a conglomeration of lights. So these cases are numerous, well documented, and absolutely stunning. There was nothing then as there is nothing now that can account for the profile of these objects. Marler identifies at least 20 common characteristics, some of which include the following. 3 bright lights, one at each point of the triangle. Large size, many of the witnesses describing it as large as a football field. The ability to hover. The ability to make flat and sharp turns. So again, most aircraft with wings, you'll see when they turn, they have to bank or tilt to the left or right. These aircraft pivot. They turn horizontally. 5, there's silent flight, or rarely, if there is a sound, it tends to be a faint buzz. And 6th, low altitude flight. Now, some other unusual aspects that are sometimes reported is that these objects can shapeshift. So we saw, for example, in the previous case, how it appeared to be a rectangle and then changed to a triangle. And that sometimes witnesses also report a superstructure of sorts. In other words, these objects do not appear to be smooth. You can see pipes or girdings, something to that effect. It's very strange because it's not very aerodynamic. But these are some of the characteristics. Again, Marler identifies 20 of them. So the profiles of human-made craft like the B-2 stealth bomber, F-17A stealth fighter, or even the more conventional Harrier are not capable of silent flight, bankless turns, or slow flight as is often described of these triangles. So what are we dealing with? First, it is undeniable that there is something real to this phenomena. We cannot simply excuse the numerous credible reports from citizens, to police officers, to military, to scientists, that something is really happening here that is not being publicly recognized. As we dealt with before, the characteristics of these flying triangles cannot be accounted for by conventional technology. Even more theoretical sciences cannot account for shape-shifting or objects that suddenly appear at a greater distance in a split second without making any noise. It would appear we are dealing with something of unknown origin. What perplexes me are the aspects of this phenomena that ufologists try to hide under the rug. Shape-shifting of material objects such that one triangle becomes two, or a one object described as a light first grows and then morphs into a triangular shape, are very bizarre and difficult to square with material craft. It leads me to believe that we may be dealing with something far more complex than simply an alien civilization from another planet flying in nuts and bolts aircraft. Rather, it seems there may be something interdimensional or perhaps of a consciousness angle involved. What do you think?